Good morning, everyone. I am Press Secretary Philomena Robertson. Happy to welcome you to another edition of our weekly post-cabinet press briefings. Thank you so much for joining us, the members of the media in the room this morning. It's a pretty special morning. We have some Imani graduates who would have just completed their studies and graduated from St. George's University. So we'll get to that this morning. It's actually a two-part post-cabinet press briefing. First, I have with me the ministers for Tourism and Civil Aviation, Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen, and the Minister with Responsibility for Youth Development, Honorable Kate Lewis. And they will be providing us with some updates with respect to their ministries. And then in the second segment, we will get to talking about the Imani graduates and how proud we are of them. So, Minister Modest Cohen, first off, I'd like you to take the floor. She has some updates re-airlift into Grenada, and we know how critical that is with our dependence on the tourism industry. Minister Modest Cohen.
Thank you very much, Madam Press Secretary, and a pleasant good morning to all. I know we're usually live. Should I say good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Special good morning to our press persons who are here. It is always indeed a pleasure to have you here. And special good morning to the Imani graduates. You have your first degree? Congratulations. This is wonderful for young people, shining, eager faces. I'm happy that you are here. But I'll leave the rest to your your minister, who is responsible for you, but I am feeling very happy.
Minister, may I just interject here? Minister Kate Lewis is herself a graduate, so congratulations to her.
How could we forget that? How could I forget that?
A round of applause for Minister Lewis.
Yes. I really don't know how she did it. I've been always thinking of doing something. I say, my work, my constituency, I can't make it, but Sister Kate did it all. This is indeed a really great example for others to follow. Maybe for some of us, the older ones too. Sister Kate, we'll see what happens. But there's another, a number of things that are very pleasurable news for us. But I want to first start off by complimenting and sending out commendations to Mrs. John and the team of the Chelsea Flower Show. Again, for 15 years, consecutive years, we have won gold. And yesterday that was announced, and everybody was the English people were sending it to me 4 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock this morning. Everybody is really so excited. We are really happy for this win, this success, and it shows the commitment of all of the participants. There are some very dedicated persons, and I want to also take the opportunity there. There's one person in particular who works with a company, and every year I have to send a letter asking for the company for permission to let that lady go. I'm sure the company is gratified in sending her out because it means that her contribution was very successful. So thanks to everyone, those who went and those who allowed or facilitated other persons to go, and GTA is always in the fore, sponsoring and so on, and other sponsors. Commendation and thanks to all of you. Just before Chelsea Flower Show, I also need to mention, because I'm talking about visitor arrivals next, and we had some visitors from that station in the US, in the UK, BBC. We had a visit from them, and they were following the team of the Chelsea Flower Show. They took them to the areas where the flowers are found, and they showed them how they prepare from here to go, and that all of the flowers that are used in the Chelsea Flower Show came or do come from Grenada every year. I recall not so long ago when the Prince was here with the Duchess, they had a extravagant, a beautiful demonstration of flowers at the Parliament building for them. And you know, many people say, after we win Chelsea Flower Show, what happens for the rest of the year? And that was a demonstration that we're thinking about it. We're having more and more gardens for persons to visit as attractions in Grenada, and I hope that there will be more of it because it tells us something. I know that the talent would have been called upon in terms of the arrangement, but it also tells us we have beautiful flowers. So if you have a garden, if you have the space and you love flowers, it may be something for you to get into for tourists, for local visitors, for locals as well, but also maybe you can contribute something to the Chelsea Flower Show, something unique. So commendations again. In terms of visitors, overall, for the first quarter in the year, we have seen, when we measure 2019, the first quarter in 2019, on 2018, we have seen a total increase of for stayover passengers, which has taken the lead, 5.5% increase. For yachting, we have seen an increase of 3.6. And while yachting is less than stayover, it always makes me happy to see whatever increase in yachting, because at one time, in the not too distant past, the numbers, the percentage were on the decline. But it has started to grow and it continues to grow. So we are very happy for that. Cruise, we had an increase of 1.8, and we have had many promises of increases as we go in, because as we go into the year, our numbers, our cruise calls would decrease. Now they have pretty much flattened out, and we expect one or two during the summer, but not many as we do have in the winter season. But Grenada can rest assured that when we do go abroad, and we were there recently in Miami in Sea Trade, that we do speak to the cruise managers to give consideration for year-round visits. So that means in the summer months that we have more calls. And we have been given some assurances of some more summer calls for 2020, and we are working assiduously to ensure that tourism doesn't stay being a seasonal thing, but it is all year round. Even though you might have some lows and highs, there should always be periods when people do come to our shores. And to do that, the Ministry of Tourism and the Grenada Tourism Authority, we are working, we have what we call a product committee that is meeting more frequently now, because we are seeking to improve on the sites that we have already established, like your Grandans, Bathway. We've done quite a few things on Grandans that I mentioned before, which is not the topic of my presentation today, but I need to mention it. It is our premier beach. It is well-loved, and safety issues and security are being looked at, and we continue to do that. Grande Tang, we have done some beautification there, some of the beautiful flowers that are in the Chelsea Flower Show. We thought we should propagate more, and some work is being done on that. The trails, we have improved about 5 trails so that people can find things to do, not just sit and watch the water in Grande Tang. And also, if you've been there, you would have noticed that the water space is closing in with reeds and other plants. And we are working with other entities. I know they have ordered and paid for a machine that will cut some of these plants and give the lake some more breathing space. I am not sure it has arrived, but a lot of effort is being done to improve on Grande Tang as well, and other locations. So we are doing things to bring more visitors to our shores. But while it is important to bring them, there are 2 other important things. One is to ensure that they enjoy themselves. And they usually do. They love our pleasant people, our friendly people. But more and more we find that tourists want to be a part of what is happening when they go to a destination. So they don't want to watch the Saraka. They want to learn to dance, whatever dance we do in the Saraka. They want to eat. They want to play a drum. They want to play a steel band. And I mention that because there is a shift towards what people are demanding. At one time, it was just the sun and the sea, and they love to lunch on the beach, which they still do because we have our premier beach, but they want something else. They want a little adventure. They want to do trails. They want to walk. They want to do things. They want to see a beautiful mural somewhere, painting something that depicts Grenada that they want to stand up by and put a photo. So our artists, maybe they can find a wall. As for a wall somewhere by Granite Tank, somewhere in the eastern side, somewhere on the western side, and do a beautiful painting that depicts the life of the Grenadian people, and maybe they can charge $1, something that people can just find a spot. You'll be amazed how much visitors will be interested in just one spot with a painting on it that says Grenada, a nutmeg next to it, a cocoa, whatever. So we have to start thinking outside of the box, and we have to do our research, and the ministry and the GTA, we have our work cut out for us in terms of giving people that vision, that understanding of the new trends, and we are working on that. We've had consultations. We've met with a number of groups island-wide. We've been to Carriacou as well and met with groups trying to share the vision of the new demands that tourism is making. And the good thing is, the people do not want us to build skyscrapers. They just want us to use what we have naturally, our flowers, our flora, our fauna. They want to see the Mona monkey. They want to interact with people. They want to dance the belly dance or the Shango dance or the whatever. And so we have to change what we do and give them that experience, or not change it radically, but add something. So you add something to Grand Dance, you add something to Bathway and Livera and all of that. So these are some of the things that we expect could change the dynamics to make Grenada more year-round, to make it summer, winter, spring, and what's the other one, fall? Vacation destination. That is what we're looking for. So I will move quickly now to the information on the new airlines. We had another press conference before, and so I'll go through that quickly. But for the media, we've also put copies because quite a lot of things are happening in terms of airlifting to Grenada, particularly during this summer, and most of them are already on foot and people are booking. We know this is the carnival. We're going into the carnival period, and over the last few years, we've had a lot of complaints and concerns. There isn't enough airlift during that period into and out of Grenada. So we are working to satisfy that demand, and I'll just give you a few instances. So JetBlue has increased flights to 6 days per week with a Wednesday service from May 8th, so that should be happening already, May 8th, out of JFK, New York. So 6 flights per week. Commencing June 11th to July 31st, flights will operate daily. And the breaking news is that from August 1st to September 3rd, JetBlue will operate 2 flights per day, with the first arriving at 11:57, so just about midday, and departing at 12:57. So there's a short stay here, so everybody has to make sure that they're in the airport on time. And the second will arrive at 15:56, so that's 3:56, and depart at 4:57. So from the 1st of August to the 3rd of September, 2 flights daily from JetBlue. And we wish to thank JetBlue for their unwavering support. They have been very cooperative with us to ensure that visitors who want to come into Grenada and leave Grenada can do so with more ease as the time goes by. We already announced that American Airlines is going to provide a non-stop flight weekly on Saturdays from Charlotte, which is in North Carolina, to Grenada, and that will be effective from the 1st of December of 2019, and that will be year-round. Now, you're probably wondering, why not Miami? Why not New York? The places we know. But Charlotte is one of the busiest. It ranks within the first 10 busiest airports worldwide. 10, and you know there are numerous airports. So that can tell you how important it is. And also, it ranks number 2 as the second busiest hub for American Airlines in the U.S. It's a very busy hub. It connects people from to and from a number of other areas in the United States. And we believe that that will be a great asset to us to bring our visitors. And we are planning to work with them to market that destination in those areas. Because previously we didn't do much in those areas, but now we have a flight. We have to ensure that the flight is full. We have to make sure that people know about Grenada, and we are going to be marketing that. So Saturdays year-round. American Airlines has also confirmed second flights from Miami to Grenada. So come December, on Saturdays, we will have 3 flights on Saturdays. You know, I remember going to other airports within the Caribbean and seeing 3, 4 big planes on the ground, and wondering when would we see that in Grenada. So there are days when you're going to see it's going to be extremely busy. Yesterday I went to the airport and the CEO was showing me some changes that would have to be made, the check-in counters, get more spaces and so on. But we're doing what we have to do to ensure that people are comfortable and that everything can happen for us, well for us, both us and our visitors as we go along. So that is American. And the airlift committee, we do have an airlift committee, but that is chaired by Mr. Richard Strawn, and they have been working assiduously behind the scenes to ensure that we interface with these airlines, the management of these airlines, as we continue to seek more flights into Grenada, and by implication, more passengers. Now, earlier I did say that we had 2 other interests in the increase in visitors. And one, I said that they should enjoy themselves. The other one is the spend. If they walk in and they walk out and they don't spend, if our taxis don't make money, or tour operators or businesses don't make money, we still love to have them, but something will be sadly missing from that. A few months ago when I went to Sea Trade in Miami, we do meet with the management of the cruise lines, and they give us the results of the surveys. So their surveys would ask people how much they spent in the country, how much they enjoyed themselves, what they like most, what and what and what. And so one of the things that they said to us was that based on the surveys, we had an increase of $10 per person per visitor to our shore. Now that is good, but I would like to see much, much more. So it means we have to be looking at our craft, our variety of craft, the finish, the quality, the range. You know, we are a people, and it's not a criticism, it's just a reality. If somebody is selling popcorn and they're doing well, everybody wants to buy a popcorn machine and do well. But we have to start thinking outside of the box. When you have 3, 4 persons doing popcorn, you have to ask yourself, what else that people like that I can do? And how can I make it attractive to them? So we will be working with people to do all of that. I just mentioned the last thing because there are so many things, but I have to give my sister room for the very important guests that we have here. So I will just mention that Grenada will be participating in, let me get it, in the Taste of the Caribbean. It's a culinary meet in Miami for the first time in 11 years. And we have a wonderful team of a range of persons of different experiences and years of experience. We have senior chefs, we have junior chefs who are from TAMCC, we have bartenders, we have, what else do we have? We have senior, junior chefs, we have pastry chefs. And of course, I mentioned the junior ones. I'm happy to see that. So we're looking at succession. As the more senior ones move off, for whatever reason, we have young people. So the young people in TAMCC and wherever you are learning the hospitality arts, the culinary arts, people love food. And so we you know, if we go over there and they market us well and we come with some prizes, they're going to say, Grenada has good food, we're going to go to Grenada. So we're doing well. Commendations to all. And there might be a few things if you ask. Otherwise, we'll give you a handout on the information for the flights because it's quite a bit to take in. We're doing well and people love Grenada, and we will continue to serve our country in the best way we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister Clarice Modest Cohen. I now invite Minister Kate Lewis to provide us with some updates from the Ministry of Youth Development.
Thank you very much, Press Sec, and I must say a special good morning to everyone here, my cabinet colleague, Minister Modest, and all those of our special invitees here, or Imani trainees who continue to make us proud. We are very happy to have you here. Media personnel, our listeners and viewers via television, radio, online media, via the social media platform. It is always a pleasure for me to update you on what is happening within the Ministry of Youth Development. As a ministry, we are responsible for ensuring that we implement a variety of projects and programs to empower and uplift our young people throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So I am happy to provide you with a few of the initiatives that is currently happening at the ministry. The division has been working on establishing a sewing cooperative which will engage 17 of our Imani trainees who have already completed the Level 2 CVQ in fashion design and garment production. These trainees are already engaged with the division of cooperatives, learning how to form a cooperative and operate one. Thus, also, we are planning on collaborating with the Ministry of Education, as we are going to partner with them to establish this sewing cooperative. Other plans are well underway for the establishment of this cooperative. We spoke about Project Fly, which has been launched in the communities of Mamakans in St. Andrew and Pearls, engaging personnel from the surrounding community also. These participants are already engaged in the life skill component of the program, and they will continue in pursuing a CVQ in construction as well as commercial food preparation. Previously, the FLY program engaged the participants for only 3 months, but we thought it necessary to increase it so that they will be able to complete a CVQ in the variety of skilled areas. Our Empower project is now in its apprenticeship phase, and the young men are placed on various job sites, getting their hands-on training. We also have 3 groups of young men who are involved in pursuing their CVQs in land surveying, heavy machinery operation, and general construction. We believe that it is important to engage our young men in these skilled areas based on the demand that is currently happening with the increase in hotel construction and so forth. Our young men are also engaged in social activities, so they are involved in a cricket competition among the different constituencies. I think at present it is at the quarterfinal stage, and this is very important towards their development as young men who are coming from at-risk areas and the situation, the behavioral problems that they were involved in. So we believe that social activities were going to be an important part of their development. Project REACH. This is a project sponsored by the Caribbean Development Bank as part of the Aspire project. Project REACH is a component of the Aspire project and engages inmates at Her Majesty's prison. We are engaging them to ensure that they can be properly rehabilitated so that they can have a smooth reintegration back into society. They have already completed their life skills component and are now into the skills training aspect of crop production, poultry production, small engine repairs, and facilities maintenance. The Youth Parliament, if you recall, we had the first sitting of the National Youth Parliament for this year on January 23rd. The second sitting for this year will take place on Friday, June 14th at the Parliament building in Mount Weldale at 10 a.m. Currently ongoing, though, we have the Parish Youth Parliament. Training is ongoing, and the first Parish Youth Parliament will be held in St. Andrew on June 6. Training has already started for participants in St. David and St. Patrick. I now move on to WeiVybz, and following the launch of WeiVybz in St. Mark, the WeiVybz Support Center, and the rebranding of the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative, we have now engaged 18 young persons within the community of St. Mark, St. Patrick, and St. John in small business development and business management, and they will continue this training for the next 6 weeks. The WeiVybz is very important because it gives our young people the opportunity to engage themselves through entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is a way out. As we say, we cannot always provide jobs for everyone, but we are creating the opportunity for persons to create self-employment as well as to create employment for others. The WeiVybz would give them the opportunity to receive training in a variety of areas, including starting and managing their small businesses, marketing, the finance component. We also provide startup capital. So we encourage all our young people who have a business idea to make use of the WeiVybz of the Ministry of Youth Development and transforming lives through entrepreneurship. For the first time, Grenada will partner, the Division of Youth will partner with the TAI, that is Team Action International Inc., together with UNICEF to have the first Thai Speech Festival in Grenada over a 4-day period from July 9th to 12th of this year. And this is aimed to improve the literacy levels among our young people. Over 120 participants will be engaged from secondary schools and tertiary institutions. The festival will facilitate the following: poetry workshops, public speaking and parliamentary style debating workshops. There will be a global community challenge and gender equality speak-off. Participants will be engaged for 5 minutes on the topic, Women Take Your Place. So it is very important as we engage our young people in secondary and tertiary institutions to improve their literacy levels. Recently, we had 23 of our young men who completed their STCW training, that is Safety at Sea training in Trinidad, and that happened over the Easter vacation. The certificates are now ready, and we will present them with the certificates in some time in the future. Project ACE, another component of the Aspire project, again funded by the CDB, which is currently taking place at the Mount Horn Community Center, and engage participants from the Mount Horn area. They have already completed the life skill component, and CDB has already given approval for vocational training to begin, and this will take place from June 3rd. They will be focusing on commercial food preparation, cookery, and general construction. I move on to one of the flagship programs, the Imani program of the Ministry of Youth Development. This program is very dynamic and gives our young people the opportunity to empower themselves, the opportunity to make themselves employable. Today we have some of our trainees who recently graduated only on Saturday from St. George's University with a bachelor's degree in a variety of areas. So we will discuss more in the second part and make presentations to our trainees. We will invite the PS to also give a description of the scholarship aspect of the program, as well as engage some of the trainees in how the Imani program has definitely impacted their lives in a positive way. So thank you very much, and this was just an update from the Ministry of Youth Development.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kate Lewis, for that update from the Ministry of Youth Development. Lots of exciting things continue to happen within that ministry, and we do know that the youth of the nation represent our future, so we need to keep them engaged in all possible manners. With that, we come to the section where we will entertain questions. I see some nodding heads. No questions from members of the media. GBN has a question. Would you step forward to the microphone?
for any of the ministers. How does government intend to respond to the request from the shrimp farm investors for over $7 million US in consultation fees?
I'll actually take that question, Minister, unless you had something specific you wanted.
No, I wasn't going to say anything specific, but I know that the Prime Minister would have spoken on it, and he would have spoken about an investigation, so I would have left it at that. Yeah.
Right. What I can say to the media this morning is that government is in receipt of correspondence from the investors requesting, demanding that monies be paid. There has been meetings to review that bit of correspondence, and government will in fact be responding to the persons who would have submitted the correspondence. The media will be informed in due course what that correspondence entails.
Direct question for Minister Modest. From your update last week, you have any further updates with talks with SVGA?
Okay, thank you. That was one of the things I had intended to mention, but there were so many, I kind of moved on. Yes, we continue to have dialogue with the manager, general manager of managing director. He's managing director. I want to give him his proper entitlement. Yes, we continue to have talks with him. Those talks started a long time ago. And as I said, at one point, he had asked us to put things on hold for a while, but we have resumed, and talks are very dynamically going on, if I may say so. He has made his requests as to some of the things he would like government to reduce, some of the charges and so on he would like government to reduce, and also what we are going to get as a result of that. As you would well be aware, the small planes, the 9-seaters, would no longer be operating after some time, primarily because there are difficulties with obtaining parts from the company. So you can't operate a plane if you don't have the parts for it. You know, that could be an invitation for disaster. And they have promised to run what they call the Twin Otters, which is the 19-seaters, into Carriacou, and to take passengers further afield. I believe it could renown to the benefit of both sides. So we are finalizing arrangements even as we speak. So very soon, by the beginning of June, everything would be in proper perspective, hopefully before that, but we intend to wrap up that very soon. Cabinet has given us its blessings to make certain negotiations, and we're doing that.
A follow-up, you would have highlighted on possible concessions. Was that discussed at Cabinet yesterday?
Yes, it was discussed at Cabinet, and we're quite willing to look at that.
Another question, can you give us status on plans to implement security measures at some of our tourist attraction sites, such as the Welcome Stone, where we had issues of robbery with violence?
We have engaged, the police has always been engaged with us in looking at security of all sites. And we have heard about situations, and directly with the commissioner, we have raised it, but also our Prime Minister is the Minister for Security, and he is also involved with directives to look into the matter. He has made that very clear, and we are going to look at solutions. One of our challenges in that area is that most of the land is privately owned. And therefore, in terms of access and management of access, it becomes a challenge, but we are looking at it, and we're trying to come up with a list of the property owners in the area so that we can do something realistic, because to post security and to have them going, overlooking the place, you must have that kind of collaboration with the property owners. So we're doing that. It seems to be a great attraction. Everybody loves it. And I can't wait for us to have things sorted out so we can add it to our attraction sites.
My other question, it is on, well, same tourism. There are concerns, reports that there are issues with the agreement with AAMB and, well, with people asking, well, some persons asking for a relook at the agreement, the MOU which was signed. I think it was not disclosed. Can you elaborate on the MOU?
Maybe it was not disclosed for you and it was not disclosed for me because I don't know of anything in the MOU that people disagreed with. I had a look at it. I know the broad terms, and it is with legal affairs. They have to give us the go-ahead to sign, but I have not heard, and it could be because I'm not on all the social media that are available, because sometimes things go there first before it gets to you. So I cannot say that there isn't an issue, but that has not been brought to my attention. I've been in conversation with persons who provide Airbnb services, and they have not said anything. The only thing I think that could be a little ticklish, and I want to raise it here, not because you raised the question, but because it could probably be an issue, because Airbnb, the arrangement is that they will deduct the dues for GTA from the whatever earnings that the property owner has. As you are well aware, there are a number of things that we do, and maybe we need to make the public more aware of the financial interventions that we have to make to keep tourism going on in this country. And it's our responsibility, but we have a responsibility to generate a little. So I don't know if that is an issue, but I think we need to generate a little income from that because people are making incomes. But I don't know. I'll perhaps I can ask Madam Press Secretary. I can check it out and give you the information to pass on. I'm just not aware.
Definitely, Honorable Minister. Gerard, you have one final question?
Yes, my final question, it's on Liat. Minister, has any of the islands come forward to make payments as requested by Liat? And following up to that, would Grenada be making any payments monthly to Liat?
Okay. When about 2 weeks ago, or a little more, I attended a meeting with the shareholders, and at that meeting, St. Kitts had made a commitment to contribute financially towards Liat, and one other country had said that they were considering. I do not know whether that has been paid or not. Barbados had sent a message through its Attorney General to say that they were experiencing difficulties to service the loan. A loan had been taken by Liat shareholders, 4 major shareholders with Caribbean Development Bank. And so those shareholders are paying back the loan. And there was a discussion at that time, or an expression of interest rather, by 3 of the shareholders, that would have been by the Prime Minister of Dominica, Prime Minister of St. Vincent, and the Prime Minister of Antigua to purchase Barbados' shares. And we were told that they were going to discuss and send us a communique on it. What I did see was a request by the Prime Minister of Antigua to the Prime Minister of Barbados to purchase those shares. So since it's heads of state, I passed it on to my Prime Minister and head of state to find out what is happening along there. I hope by now that others would have paid, because the number of passengers that travel within this region and in and out of Grenada, we would be hard-pressed to find an immediate provider for that service. So we're doing our utmost to see that it stays afloat.
Thank you very much, Minister. Thank you very much, Gerard of GBN, for your questions. I think that brings us to the end of this segment of our post-cabinet press briefing. We'll take a quick break and then we turn things over to the Ministry of Youth Development for their special presentation to these young ladies. No gentlemen among you? What is this? We have to work on the men, yes? Okay, so I will also take my leave. I turn things over to the Ministry of Youth Development. Don't go away. Stay right here. We'll be right back after the break.
You do in 30 minutes. You could be on one of our 45 black and white sand beaches, or perched atop a lush mountainside admiring our stunning coastline, or slicing the Caribbean Sea on a traditionally built sloop, or adventuring off the beaten path, or hanging out with our underwater sculptures, or do nothing at all. Whatever you choose, an amazing vacation is only 30 minutes away in Grenada. Visit www.puregrenada.com.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Honorable Minister Lewis, specially invited guests, media, staff of the Division of Youth Development, and to you, the graduates of the 2019 St. George's University training programs. In 2013, when the new Imani program was relaunched, one of our major objectives in the rebranding is to ensure that we had provided for you as trainees certificated training as a very important pillar as part of the rebranding process. In 2015, we would have started our very first cohort of our scholarship program, where we are providing opportunities for young persons like yourself who have interest in terms of being able to further your studies. And so when we started this scholarship engagement, the objective was to ensure that we provide for you an opportunity for your academic advancement, which we felt was different from the previous versions of the Imani program, which would have originally started in 2002. As part of this program, we embarked on the provision of CVQ training, and we have provided CVQs in some 21 different occupational areas over the last five years. But outside of the CVQ training, we have a number of persons who would have registered for further academic development at the Tia Marisha Community College and universities locally as well as internationally. As a result, we had a number of persons, currently a total of 84 persons who would have engaged in the scholarship component of the program. And we are very happy today to have the very first cohort of persons who would have graduated with a bachelor's through the St. George's University. And we're also going to be having a few of them who are also going to be graduating as well through the Tia Marisha Community College. I also want to inform you that outside of those two universities or colleges, we also have trainees in other colleges around the world, inclusive of Midwestern University in China, University of the West Indies at the Jamaica campus. We also have persons on Manhattan Community College and the University of Cuba. Total in the 2019 graduating year, we expect some 21 persons completing courses in different areas, inclusive of business management, nursing, biology, information technology, among others. We also have completing in 2020, we expect some 18 persons to complete. In 2021, we have 16, and in 2022, we expect 17 based on the current enrollment of persons within the program. So by 2022, we expect that all 84 persons will be graduating with some bachelors, and this is very commendable. And I believe that you, as the very first cohort, deserve very good applause as a result of your achievements. The ministry continues to ensure that the academic advancement is critical to the success of the program, and we are very happy through our scholarship assistance program that we are able to facilitate today, rewarding you 11 graduates from St. George's University today with some special awards on behalf of the ministry for your accomplishments. But before we do so, I would just like to invite two of our graduates to give very short feedback testimonial on the impact of this bachelor's program on their lives and has been engaged as part of the Imani program. And first, I would like to invite Ms. Lindy Jackasal, who had achieved a bachelor's in nursing, to give her testimony, and she will be followed by Ms. Tara Nicholas, who also graduated with a bachelor's in business management. So I'd like to invite Ms. Jackasal, followed by Ms. Nicholas.
A pleasant good morning to the Minister Lewis, Minister of Youth. A special good morning to everyone here, including the staff in the Ministry of Youth, and especially invited guests, the media, and everyone at home who is looking at this program. A special warm welcome to you. And not forgetting the class of 2019, the fellow graduates, a special good morning to you as well. So where do I start? In 2014, I signed up for the Imani program. And when I attended the interviewer asked me, she said, Ms. Jackasal, what is it that you want to do? Because they had a special, some lines of different areas to sign up for. And I said, nursing. Do you have nursing? I would like to sign up for that. And growing up, I had four areas in my life which I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to be a nurse, a gynecologist, a teacher, and if that doesn't work out, then I host this on the side. So during my years going in school, I always did the subjects and anything that I need to accomplish to get to that area or to those areas which I would like to go into the future. In 2015, when I was still enrolled in the Imani program, I heard that the Tia Marisha Community College had taken nurses, and that broke my heart. I cried. I said, Lord, why is this so? Why is it that I didn't hear about that opportunity? Because I really wanted to go into that opportunity so badly. And I think to myself, even if it was a setback, it was a setup for something great coming. I didn't even know about it. So that was the beginning of everything where it started. In 2015, I got placed as an assistant teacher at St. Joseph Convent Grenville, which is my alma mater. And the experience that I had there was really amazing. I collaborated with Minister Lewis. She was my past teacher there, and also a colleague at the time when I worked at St. Joseph's Convent Grenville. We collaborated and worked together with the Junior Achievement Program. And that year, the school had done a Herbal Explosion business. And we won, and we worked together, and it was really a nice feeling. I had the opportunity to travel to Jamaica for the first time, where we competed in the COI 2015 JA Company of the Year Award ceremony, which happened in Jamaica. And it was an extraordinary feeling, like to see what I've been through and to see that I had got the opportunity to be with the students and to be their chaperone there, myself and Minister Lewis. It was an amazing feeling. So after my 1 year at being at St. Joseph Convent Grenville, I heard that St. George's University was taking us. I was like, wow. So wow, that's really amazing. So without a doubt, I signed up. And it was a little bit sad leaving St. Joseph Convent, but I knew, for me, I knew that it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I signed up and I got accepted. And in January 2016, I started my studies at SGU. And it was amazing, and it was a very wonderful experience. I met a lot of friends, and besides the hard work and dedication that I had to put in, it really paid off. And this morning, I was reading a devotion from Joel Austin Ministries, which I get from an app which I have on my phone. So I read that devotion this morning, and it talked about season. And I want to use this little story to encourage other persons in the Imani program who is wishing to further their studies, and so probably know, and even planning to do so. And I want you to use this story that I read this morning about season. And in God's kingdom, there is not every season, there is a harvest. And in the beginning of whatever season, you have to plant your seed and reap it at the end. But during the time that you're seeing the seed to grow, you have to plow the land, you have to water it, you have to give it nutrients to see it grow. And nothing comes easy. And in my story and how the Imani program helped me, it gave me the opportunity to help to finance my studies at SGU. And I put in the work. So persons who have their dreams out there, and don't let that dream just be inside you. Act on that dream. I got the opportunity to explore the teaching profession, and I'm now a nurse, and I'm very happy I graduated on Saturday with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and I'm very happy and I'm excited to be a part to work under the Ministry of Health and to give back to my country, because my country gave a lot to me, and I really appreciate that a lot. And I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Youth for accepting my application how many years ago into the program, not knowing what I had in store for me along the way. To the Imani program for never giving up on me and gave me that scholarship opportunity as well. I'm very grateful for that. To the St. George's University, thank you for that program. You made my dreams come true. To the faculty of the staff of the Nursing and Allied Health Sciences at SU, and also my preceptors, they really helped to put that program together and make it solidified in our whatever we needed to do to help us to achieve that dream, to, that art and science of nursing. Our preceptors, our faculty really put together that program so that we can accomplish that dream. So thank you to you as well, to my family and friends, and to everyone who I met along the way who encouraged me. Thank you. And also, cannot forget to thank the Lord. And whatever you do to persons who are looking for a little motivation this morning, don't give up on your dreams. Remember what I said, act on them. A dream without action is really dead. So you need to do what you need to do to make that a reality and to accomplish those dreams. So with no further ado, thank you for having me here and to express that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Tyra Nicholas to give her testimony.
Pleasant good morning to Minister Lewis, the team at the Imani program, media personnel, and of course my graduate of class 2019. I will now take you down on a trip of my journey at the Imani program and at SU. It has always been my dream to further my studies and develop myself academically after completing secondary education, but unfortunately I was not able to do so. Coming from a low-income and single-parent family were huge challenges. I faced and made this dream seem impossible. I finished secondary school at the age of 16 with 8 CXC subjects, but this was not enough to secure a job. I guess many of you can imagine how stressful and frustrating this can be. However, I did not give up and I continued to pray. It was few months after the 2013 general election when the NMP government implemented a new Imani program, encouraging young persons to apply for job opportunities. I did not hesitate and I was eager for this opportunity. I went down to the constituency office in St. Mark's where I reside and full out a form. Later, I received a call informing me that I had secured an interview which I aced, since I was lucky selected as a participant under the Imani program. I can assure you no one was happier than me that day. A few months later, October 2013, I was placed at the Grenada W.I resort to complete my job training, where I started job training as a receptionist and later rotated as a HR management assistant and had experience in other departments. The fact that I had found a temporary job did not change my dream goal of pursuing my studies. With the help of the little stipend received on a monthly basis from the government, I was able to join the old-time savings SUSU. With the encouragement of my mother, I was able to save $100 monthly towards my studies. After a year and a half at the Rex Resort, I decided it was time to seek information as it pertains to applying for a bachelor program. I gathered the information and took the necessary steps to get there. Luckily, I was selected, and thank God, the little funds I saved while on job training assisted me to cover only half of the tuition for the semester, not knowing where the other will come from. Prior to the commencement of my bachelor program, I wrote a resignation letter to the Imani explaining my decision. I was later contacted and a meeting was held informing me that I will not be removed from the program and they will continue to provide the stipend since I indicated that I'm going to pursue my studies. With that being said, I was able to pay off the outstanding balance of my tuition. On completing my first semester at SGU, I had applied for the government scholarship, was not lucky on my first attempt, but tried a second time and I was luckily awarded a full-time scholarship at the St. George's University. Words could not have expressed how I felt. I was really overwhelmed by such news and said, yes, God do answer prayers, and there is hope for the young people in this program. I am now a graduate of the St. George's University, holding a bachelor degree in business management. I take this opportunity to thank the government of Grenada and the Imani program for assisting me tremendously throughout the 4 years of studies at SU, and for making this dream goal a reality, Without your help, this would not have been possible. I am super proud that despite the challenges that took place in my childhood and tenure years, I was able to rise above the situation and succeed. I did not ignore the opportunity under the Imani program and challenge myself, knowing that I had what it took to be successful. I am now able to market myself and gain employment. I'm not saying I've overcome all my obstacles, but I will not make my past affect my future, nor define my destiny. I urge you, the young people of Grenada, to remember that despite the challenges that life throws at you, do not give up. There is hope. Be strong, be positive, be focused, and be determined to rise above whatever situation you may be encountering at this moment. And most of all, trust in God. With Him, everything is possible. I did it, and so can you. Once again, thanks to the government of Grenada for implementing such a wonderful program, and special thanks extended to my support team at home, the church community, SU community, and my family friends. This achievement does not belong to me alone, but also to you. Thanks a million.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nicholas. I want to thank the both Tara and Lindy for their testimonies. At this time, I'd like to invite Minister Lewis for some brief remarks before we move into the presentation.
Wow. As I sat and listened to the testimonies given by our Imani trainees, proud SGU graduates, I felt a bit emotional. But I am happy because what you are seeing here, our investment in the young people of this country is a worthwhile investment. And the government of Grenada will continue to invest in the future of our young people because we believe that no investment is ever too much because the young people of our country, they are the future. And we have to ensure that they are properly equipped to take up the job opportunities that are out there waiting for them. I am happy that the Imani program continues to speak volumes in the lives of our young people. It's a wonderful opportunity. The program is dynamic. And I want to encourage those of you who are as part of the program, the trainees, you have to seek out the opportunities. You have to help elevate yourself. The team at the Ministry of Youth, the team at the Imani Secretariat to continue to work hard to ensure that the program realizes its objectives. I want to say thank you this morning. So as a minister with responsibility for youth development, I want to express how happy I am that we have our Imani trainees who continue to speak about the program in what you are achieving. You are helping persons to understand what the Imani program is all about. Despite its challenges, we are doing wonders in the lives of our young people, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. I would now entertain maximum, 2 questions if you have any before we move into the presentation.
Good morning. Rakisha, St. Louis Government Information Service. I just want to get, how will these individuals be engaged going forward? Is it an automatic graduation from the Imani program?
All right. As a department, of course, our interest in the first instance is to ensure that these persons are engaged meaningfully. And we are going to be having some discussion at the management level in terms of where we are going to go with them. But that will be in very short, not too distant future. But of course, I know that there are companies around the island that is very interested in the resource that we now have around the table. And they may also have opportunities in private and public entities. But as a ministry, we are going to see how we can facilitate something for them in terms of their future engagement. But we have not yet had that discussion.
But in the meantime, they have to, because Minister Steele spoke about the serving of the bond, so they would be a part of that.
Yes, in the meantime, yes, definitely. But in the not too distant future, we are going to be engaging them in a further discussion in terms of the way forward and the further engagement in the program. Any other question from the media? Okay, if not, I would like to invite our minister to present the awards. I would like to also ask Mr. Bihari if he can assist in presenting the awards to our Miss Swin would assist in presenting the awards to the following trainees for their outstanding achievement at various areas in terms of the attainment of their bachelors. I would first call on Ms. Tahira Adams, who is proudly a graduate in the nursing program, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, to come forward to receive your award from Minister Lewis.
Before we present these awards, while we encourage our trainees to seek out higher level educational opportunities, we do have staff members who are doing the same. And this morning, I especially would like to recognize Salisha Rubin, who is one of our training officers, who also completed her studies at St. George's University, master's degree in international business. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It seemed like Minister jumped the gun on me, but we appreciate that still. So, Ms. Tahira Adams, Bachelor's in Nursing, our first recipient. Ms. Chanel Albert, a Bachelor's in International Business and Tourism Hospitality Management. Ms. Renel Goodin, a Bachelor's of Science in Biology. We can give an applause, yes? Okay. Ms. Lindy Jacasal, a Bachelor's of Nursing. Ms. Suan Nelson, Bachelor's of Nursing. Ms. Tara Nicholas, a Bachelor's in Business Management. Ms. Tanya Ross, a Bachelor's of Nursing. Mr. Maxwell Ramsey, who is absent today, but attained a Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology, and also Ms. Afia Smart, who is also absent, Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology. Next, we have Denisha Smith, Bachelor's of Nursing. Latonya Francis, Bachelor's of Science in Biology, who is also not here with us. Thank you very much, Minister, but please remain there. I would like to invite Ms. Anika Blackett, who is the person responsible for the scholarship component of the program, to present the next two awards. And as Minister indicated, we do have staff who would have also furthered their studies. And our first recipient, Minister Kate Lewis, who had achieved an MBA in International Business. Thank you, and I would now like to invite Ms. Salisha Rubin, also member of staff, to receive same from Ms. Blackett. Thank you all very much. Special thanks to the media, to you, the graduates of 2019 class at SGU, and of course to our minister for leading the charge. We do want to wish you all the best in terms of your future engagement, and we are going to be reaching out to you sometime shortly for further discussion. Thanks to everyone for coming, and I do wish you a very splendid day.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Call 442-2899. So organize your lover, your neighbor, your friend. Don't miss this experience. I said.
I am myself. Youth Biz come to transform our lives. Youth with the training that we provide to maximize employment among our youths. Hey, supporting the youths and transforming life through entrepreneurship and proper finance, so you'd have a better life to live. Training, supporting and financing small businesses. Let's go. Business plan development, office services, and so much more. Youth Biz, transforming lives through entrepreneurship.
Education is the key to success. I want you to understand that the most important part of education is academics. Yes, man. Whoa. Calling upon parents and guardians, sending your children to school. Cause a good education in this life would be the greatest tool. Respect to the elders and the teachers and those in authority. Remember when you sit down to learn, children, now listen attentively. Because the world that you're going out into would be your greatest teacher. There is no time now to be reluctant. Everything child is computer. Always aim for the sky, work hard, think about your future. Because I want all you to be qualified with an intellectual power. Child education is what you want if you must succeed. And you never know you could be an esteemed lawyer like Peter Levine. Qualification is what you need if you must excel. And you could be a great mathematician just like Dr. Kit Mitchell. Inspiration is what you need. Children must prepare. And you could be a woman rising in parliament like Miss Emlyn Pierre. Education is what you want, but it comes with hard work. But you could be an economist, I tell you, just like Nazim Buck. When I was a young boy, I never liked going to school.
And good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pretty Martinique. Once again, it's time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And it is Hard Talk. We're live on 97.5 City Sound FM.
89.5 CRFM.
92.9 on the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Sister Isle Radio.
And 94.9 We Noise Radio in Brooklyn.
Yes, indeedy. It is a beautiful Tuesday on the Isle of Spice. Yes, yeah, where we have cinnamon clove and everything nice. Beautiful. Yes, indeed. That is why this morning in the post-cabinet press briefing, we had our Honorable Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modeste, and she was able to give quite a bit of information in relation to increase in tourism arrivals. We see quite an increase in different areas. In stayover visitors, there's an increase.
Yeah, there's an increase of 5.5% stayover.
And you also had an increase in the other areas as well?
In yachting, you had a 3.6 increase. In cruise passengers, 1.8 increase. And that's good news for tourism.
And it's a continuing trend because over the past few years, we've seen an increase in all areas, except 1 year there was a decrease in the yachting, and it has started to increase. So somewhere probably around 2014, 2015, I think there was a slight decrease in the yachting. But since then, you've seen a steady increase in yachting here in Grenada. And I'm a part of some of the yachting forums. And you see a lot of positive reviews coming out about Grenada. Some of the other countries, they're afraid to leave their boats tied because they come and they meet the dinghy missing or they wake up and they find somebody on the boat and that sort of thing. But Grenada is considered a safe place, a safe mooring, that you could come to Grenada and you're safe. They also are high in praise of some, not all, but some of the companies that provide services to the yachting industry, as in relaying at the deck and that kind of thing, and painting and the cleaning at the boats and those sort of things. Yeah, they have the people. down here who they're very, very proud of. You hear some horror stories from some other countries of what the yachties go through.
Yeah, Grenada is different.
Yeah. And also, they don't like to go further south than Grenada, because when they go further south, you know what's going on right now in the waters down there. So they tend to stay up here.
Also, when it comes to tourism again, in terms of airlift, we'll be seeing some increase in terms of airlift from two airlines in particular, JetBlue, and so, which for the season, summer season, carnival, and so. As a matter of fact, right from June, you're looking at 6 days per week, right? And from August 1st, you're having 2 flights per day. That to accommodate the entire carnival and regatta, so persons coming in from diaspora and so that's good news for those of you who are thinking of traveling to Grenada for the festival. You understand? Spice Mass, Regatta, Rainbow City. I mean, there's lots of flights, right? That's available. Hope you book as quick as possible.
And then you also have that new flight that American Airlines is adding on that will be coming to Grenada from North Carolina.
Yeah, Charlotte in
and I think it'll be coming is once a week or twice a week? Once a week.
From December, once a week, Saturdays.
Once a week.
Yeah,
so you'll be having that connection to North Carolina. It's one of the top 10 airports in North America. Yeah, so one of the top 10 that flights will be leaving and coming to Grenada. That's going to give better access to a lot of persons who are coming from the western United States.
Midwest,
the Midwest. Yeah, it's going to provide that key link to a lot of persons who are coming. Suppose you're coming over from California, where you had to go now and try to find yourself in JFK, or you had to find yourself down Miami to get a direct flight down to Grenada. Now you can go to North Carolina and get that flight from North Carolina coming direct to Grenada. Yeah. So it will be helping a lot of people. I think you're speaking about 100 and something people per flight at least.
120 something.
Yeah.
That's a good news.
So they're starting off with that size plane. If they find that the market is growing, they would either send a bigger plane or they increase the flights, one or the other.
And that's from December of 2019 and so on, from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have to say a special good morning to those of you on the live with us this morning. Stan the Man, good morning to you. And Janelle, good morning. Ruth, Carol, Ian, Hannah, good morning to each and every one of you. Lucille, Marianne, Teslin, good morning. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning this morning. Miss Thomas, I see you are on with us this morning, and we do hope that you have a wonderful morning. Folks, remember to like and share the live. See you all coming on, and you ain't sharing the thing, man. Yeah, you're all coming on and you're not sharing anything. Like and share the live. All right? Nice. Good. Yeah. Also, we had the Ministry of Youth were on this morning.
Second part of the press conference.
Yeah, they gave quite a wonderful accounting of themselves. Indeed, I remain proud that we have some 21 Imani trainees who graduated. Let me say it again. 21 Imani trainees who graduated from the St. George University just Saturday last. Yeah? That's just from the St. George University. 21, young people who are out there unemployed. Brilliant young people who wanted to give back to their country, who wanted to improve themselves and their family. Brilliant young people who had no opportunity, that were given an opportunity through the Imani program, not only to become engaged in the program, but also further to go now to the St. George University and be able to obtain a bachelor's degree. And we had some of them had bachelor's degrees in nursing, some in business. There was one that had a bachelor's degree in biology, and so on. So we ain't talking about people here who don't have sense and this kind of thing. I was listening to an individual this morning, and some of the statements they were making about the young people. You have to wonder.
The shame.
You have to wonder. But when I hear this and I see these young people, these young men and young women, I know you saw the young women this morning, but there are young men who graduated as well. So there are young men and young women who graduated from that program this Saturday, Not from the Imani program, they graduated from the St. George University with bachelor's degrees. You want to know the kind of salary you had to pay them? No, they had a degree, So you don't know the kind of salaries that you had to pay them? No. But these people graduated with bachelor's degrees, and it's all because of the Imani program. You heard the testimonies from 2 of the trainees. You heard the testimonials from 2 of the trainees. They gave their testimonial. So you heard it directly from them. This is not the Ministry of Youth saying so. This is the young people who have benefited, and by extension their communities and the country has benefited through their engagement in the Imani program. And we have to give them more than a table knock. Yeah, that'll get more than a table knock. That'll get a bamboo bus or some kind of thing.
And these are the first set in a number of our young people that will attain bachelor's degrees as they continue through the Imani program. All right, it's not the last. It's just the beginning.
No, well, it's 81 persons who are in the Imani program right now between 2019. No, between 2019 and 2022, all 81 persons are expected to graduate from the university with university degree, with bachelor's degrees and so on. So you have 21 this year, 18 next year in 2020. You have 16 young persons who will graduate with degrees from university in 2021. And I'm saying will graduate. I'm not saying expected to. I'm not saying should. I am sure that these young people are intelligent and driven enough that the waters stay calm and the waves don't rise. They will graduate. And in 2022, you have 17 more that will be graduating from university, as well as you have Imani trainees right now. Yeah, Imani trainees, the same Imani they like to run them out on. Imani trainees at Midwestern University. Yeah? People who are part of the Imani program and are at Midwestern University in the United States. You have Imani trainees who are at universities in Cuba. You have Imani trainees who are at university in Manhattan. You have Imani trainees who are at university in China. The same Imani that does say all kind of thing about. We have a call on line.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Scott.
Good morning, my dear.
Hello, good morning, Devon.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes, how are you?
Oh, we're fine.
Yes, I'm a first-time caller. I always listen, but I'm a first-time caller.
Yes, my dear.
Welcome, my dear.
Yes. And what I called to say this morning, I happened to just click my radio and hear Ken Jones have no respect. That man bound to get and so.
My dear.
And Mr. Scott?
My dear.
That's
so
disgracing people and his call and them have no shame, no behavior.
My love, here's what, huh? We just had 21 young people graduate from university on Saturday. We have Imani trainees right now at university in China, who at university in Cuba, who at university in Manhattan and Midwestern University in the States and so on, gaining bachelor's degrees. We have
nasty all this
no, but what I'm saying,
the Prime Minister and others,
my dear,
people listening at this thing.
What I'm trying to say to you is simply this, huh? He will continue to be exactly what he is, and he can only put out what he knows and what he is. We have
and
some positive.
People that putting themselves in high position say they want to rule Grenada and all this thing. Come on, man. God don't like this thing and them. If you don't like somebody, you just like, but you don't have to behave so. Okay then.
All right, my dear.
Right.
You see,
what I'm saying is that we have so many positive young people to speak about that well, he just he said, he ain't no young fella. He ain't no young man. They just want to be a young, he ain't no young man. Don't qualify as a young man. Right? Nice. But anyhow, what I'm saying is that we have so many young people that I don't want to go and focus on. I don't think on a morning like this, seeing that we have, and the minister herself and her staff as well. They successfully completed a university course. There are many young people out there that are listening today and saying, well, me next. There are many who are there and they're listening right now and they're saying, me next. And we're hoping that we have a lot of other young persons out there who use that as the impetus to push them towards achieving their goals. Because if Kate Skeeter Lewis can do it, and she ran an election campaign while she doing it, and she won, yeah, and she was in a ministry while she doing it as a senator, and then as a minister in a ministry while she's doing it, and was still able to successfully complete her university education with a master's degree. What is holding you back? What is holding you back?
Sky is always the limit, man.
Yeah. And
our young people have to.
While we mentioned the trainees at these institutions, at the St. George University and the universities outside of Grenada, we did not mention, and you didn't hear them mentioning this morning, the persons who are in the Imani program that are now attached to the T.A. Marisho Community College.
Lots of them.
And those that are doing courses at NULO through the Imani program. So there are many, many success stories to speak about.
Good morning and welcome.
Pleasant good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, my friend.
Man.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful morning. All I want to say this morning before I leave, right, is that I believe that some of us must use tact when we're speaking. And I know Sheldon, you and Devon parables, or sometimes you might say things but not say things, and then we as the listeners would understand. But what I want to leave you guys with, have you ever seen a flock of eagles, as somebody might have seen on my Facebook page? Because a lot of the times there are people who would be like chickens then. They only scratching the ground, and from the time you see one of the chickens themselves or maybe might want to become an eagle, they try to pull them down. So I just want to urge the supporters on NNP side and on the NDC side, let's take away our emotions from when we're speaking and support what is right and what is happening in this country. And if we say that nothing is happening in this country, then we're only hypocritical and we're bringing ourselves down, because other people will laugh at us and say, well, how they can say that? But I would just want to take this opportunity to congratulate the minister and the two young ladies and all the rest of those who have really studied hard, because you know they have to work and study. And I just want to congratulate them for that and on their achievement, and the rest who is about to graduate. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, come TAMCC graduation, we will be having some people
batch, yeah,
who entered the Imani program who will be graduating. Yeah, so it's a wonderful one. Yeah.
And you see, that is why we've been saying, and it has been known for a while, for years, the effort made by this government to widen, right, the opportunities for our young people, is enormous. We have seen for over the years, just introducing the Imani program, right, into the whole works. Just give young people who otherwise would have not had an opportunity to continue their education, give them an opportunity. Look at where we are heading. University graduates, right up to the top. That is where, right, the leadership of this country is about to take our young people. Give them opportunities to continue to further their studies, right? We need to continue to emulate that, right? Let it be known. Let us blow our trumpet. It is our own. It's our people, our young people who have been achieving and who have been excelling, right? We have to feel good about it, right? And it's an example for those to come.
So right now, when you hear some individuals putting forward their negatives about the Imani program, just remind them that you have 81 or so young persons who may not have had the opportunity to attend university, either locally or regionally or internationally, who now have that opportunity through the Imani program. Yeah? Young persons who may not have had that opportunity otherwise, that now have that opportunity. How do you measure that? How do you measure that? Do you say, well, okay, well, yeah, so they get out with the money, but I mean, there's no but there. Yeah?
I mean, one's education is so important. It doesn't matter how it comes about. When they are given the opportunity to excel, that is what they need, right? I mean, and I'm sorry for those of you out there who continue to be hypocritical, right, and continue to bash a program like the Imani program, right, that is geared to improve the ability of our young people, the future leaders of this country. You know, so I just say shame on you, on all of you who continue to come down and bash our young people and not provide or even give them an opportunity to excel. Shame on you.
Yes, indeed. And folks, the phone number is 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yeah, and to our first call, Adele, people will always focus on negativity without the ability to focus on anything positive.
That's the first thing they think about.
You will
negativity.
never hear these individuals able to come out and say that, look, last week, the government of Grenada provided $9.5 million worth of scholarships to young Grenadians. You will never hear that on certain programs. But we will say it because you have to hear it. Yeah? That the government of Grenada last week provided $9.5 million worth of scholarships to young Grenadians to attend university.
Yeah, over 80 of them. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, your live caller.
Hello?
Your live caller, go right ahead.
Hello?
Your live caller, go right ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, what I'm saying to you now is, Camp in Carriacou is falling apart, you know. Morning.
Well, we're listening to you. Go right
ahead.
ahead.
I said, Camp in Carriacou is falling apart.
Explain.
Yeah, I said, Camp in Carriacou is falling apart.
Yeah, that's an open-ended statement. Explain. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made an open-ended statement. We'd like you to clarify.
Yeah, the school in Tam school is dilapidated and deplorable and it needs repair.
That's it?
Is that it?
Yeah, the school needs repair. The school is all these cracks and big holes in the school. I was the watchman there for 14 years, the school they do repair.
Okay.
All right. Thanks very much for that information, sir.
The school needs repair because the school is very bad and safety hazard.
Okay, we've heard you. Right. So we'll follow up on that one.
Yeah. Thanks for your contribution and your concern.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So I've made a note of it. I'll contact the MP and find out exactly what is the situation with TAMCC in Carriacou. Yeah? Because these days, I have to be so very careful.
Very careful.
With when some people call you and tell you things. Because I hear something this morning, but in fact, let me leave that one alone for now. Tomorrow, that one will be dealt with. I see some people circulating things that are totally untrue. In fact, the principal of the St. David's Catholic Secondary School had to come out last night on the news to refute the nonsense that was being circulated and propagated by activists of the National Democratic Congress.
And deliberately so, huh?
Yeah, she had to come out and speak about it. I mean, come on, man. Did any have a school to see about? You have young people going and do exams and all kind of thing. I mean, oh, goodness gracious, man. Anyway, 440-7377.
Yeah, and 347-329-3101. No, these things, Sheldon, to me, is not surprising because I understand the capability and the motive of these guys. That is part of the entire booklet, right? To misinform persons, to send out the deceiving information to the general public, to create chaos. That is what they are bent on doing, right? They are good at that. right? Very good at that in distorting information, twisting things around, right, and creating confusion. But it's a good thing Hard Talk is there to always keep an eye and an ear on them, so we can refute all the things that they're trying to do, and to create chaos within our country.
Yes, indeed. But that said, one thing that we know is true. Yeah? 81 young people have an opportunity through the Imani program to gain university degrees. 21 of them just graduated. So with all the untruths, we hold this truth to be more than true.
Yeah? And we hold it close to our heart. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning.
And good morning, Devon.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes. It's sad towards how the NDC activists and others are functioning. It's real sad because what they're doing is only misleading their people. Because NNP supporters already know, and who doesn't know, we have people informing them of what's happening in the country, the development. So when you go on the radio and make this statement of a school, and it's false, what you're doing is that you're misleading your people. They don't mislead the NNP supporters. They're misleading the NDC supporters. And that's sad that people sit there and all these years constantly telling lies to the people. It's sad. So the people now have to check themselves. Let them know they are fooling NNP people. Their lies is just misleading their supporters. How you going to treat your people like that? It's really unkind. Anyway, have the most beautiful sunshine, the brothers.
All right, my friend. You take care and have a wonderful day.
Did I see a lady for the St. David's Secondary?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
When you're so accustomed, may your soul rest in peace. When you're so accustomed to one person, you know it is when you're accustomed to one person, eh? Yeah, may her soul rest in peace. But I'm gonna get the one. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. This is the NDC on Sunday. This is what they had to say.
We cannot wait because look, I saw the pictures with the thing in St. David, and mind you, I thought this thing was probably 4 years ago. I can't believe it's the same situation that come back again now. So imagine your child sit down doing their studies and a piece of a slab of concrete falling down. So you can see we getting crazy. Something and right with us here, man. We had to be able to in the summer breaks.
Yeah, you're right and truth. We getting crazy and truth, including them getting crazy.
Yeah, the two of them that sit down there getting
and
crazy.
Folks, that is the NDC Heartbeat program. That is the official program of the National Democratic Congress. That is not
unfiltered.
Yeah, that is the official. That is branded, paid for, everything. Although I hear the
and executed.
The guy that's had a bomb right to come down the West Coast. I could have never be an NP.
Still?
Yeah, man. Did I make sure I reach where I go in? Anyhow, yeah. I used to have to go up the West Coast. I never had to go through all them kind of shit. Anyway, but that is the official program of the National Democratic Congress. So what you've heard there is officially the viewpoint of the National Democratic Congress. So let you hear it again.
We cannot wait because look, I saw the pictures with the thing in St. David, and mind you, I thought this thing was probably 4 years ago. I can't believe it's the same situation that come back again now. So imagine your child sit down doing their studies and a piece of a slab of concrete falling down. So you can see we getting crazy. Something and right with us here.
Yeah, we sure. Yeah, we know that.
That is the official line. Oh Lord!
Let's hear what the principal of the St. David's Catholic Secondary School had to say.
Who says the resurfacing and much talked about dilapidated condition of the school is not a true reflection of the institution's present state. Recently, talks began making the rounds that government is ignoring the physical structure of the school and students are housed in an unsafe building. However, the school principal says after much work on the facility, that has not been the case. More in this report.
The issue of falling debris and all of these things, that has not occurred. I'm here for 1 year, and I've not observed anything like that in the school over the period of that year.
Principal of the St. David Catholic Secondary School, Gary Jones, clearing the air on an issue that has given negative reviews about the school. The recent social media outburst of a 2015 video which highlighted the dilapidated condition of the St. David Catholic Secondary School at the time, has resurfaced. As the norm with the social media platform Facebook, every post on that medium will resurface on the date each year thereafter, and this has been the case with the situation at the St. David Catholic Secondary. Back in 2015, the students were disrupted from their classrooms because of the dilapidated situation which existed and caused debris from the roof to cave into the classroom. Students affected at that time had to attend classes outside. The Ministry of Education was alerted at the time, after which extensive work was done on the school in order to ensure the safety of the students. Principal of the school, Gary Jones, says to date, the school is in good condition following a major renovation to the institution.
That story that surfaced on the internet, occurred in 2015, and since then, major renovation took place here on the roof, as well as the walls, the ceilings, surfaces were painted and things like that. So, and that is why the school could be used now, because that renovation was conducted at that time.
The St. David Catholic Secondary School is one of the many schools on the island to be reconstructed under the Caribbean Development Bank funded project in the Ministry of Education. The school's new home will be in Nassaja, St. David. The principal says that plans for this is well underway.
We're engaging the Ministry of Education on the issue of the new school project. And we've had the consultants come into the school. We look at all of the different areas of need. And we've cooperated as much as we can. We've provided as much information as we can to the consultants. So if you ask me, the project is in its formative years of development.
Jones says he's very optimistic that the reconstruction process of the school in Nassajes will begin soon. He explains that the present school houses over 900 students, which is very tight space.
There is a definite need for a new facility. Okay? We are accommodating close to like 535 students. It's very, the space is very cramped. And one of the problems we have is that, some of the things that you need to operate a secondary school, like the reading spaces, the library, the labs, the additional spaces, the ability to accommodate, for instance, CVQ programs. We find ourselves having to share rooms and share spaces and things like that.
Kishon Thomas, MTV News.
International
Yes, indeed. And we thank MTV for having the gumption and the belly to go and make sure that they get this story clear.
Yeah. And
so
by
the principal was
official,
very clear, Mr. Jones was very clear.
Very clear.
You can't be clearer than that. Mr.
Crystal.
Jones was very clear that the story being circulated and that the NDC telling you is new thing.
Yeah.
Ain't it? The NDC was telling you is new thing. They say they can't believe. Imagine your children there and that kind of thing. Trying to scaremonger.
How you could do the people of Grenada that? I mean, blatantly going on air and lying to them in their face. They remind me of the president of our teachers union, right? When he blatantly go on the air and say, look, the school is collapsing in St. Andrews. I mean, in a Labor Day celebration, you go and make a lie like
when
that.
He said the school collapse, yeah?
Yeah.
But here again, folks, this is the NDC. This is what you hear what the principal had to say, and this is what the NDC said.
I cannot wait. Because look, I saw the pictures with the thing in St. David, and mind you, I thought this thing was probably 4 years ago. You know? I can't believe it's the same situation that come back again now. Yes. So imagine your child sit down doing their studies and a piece of a slab of concrete falling down. Yeah. So you can see we getting crazy something and right with us here, man. We have to be able to in this summer.
Yeah, man.
All
getting crazy. Yeah.
I mean, listen to
we could agree on that one.
Yeah.
All getting crazy.
Listen to two grown men enjoying themselves lying.
Bloody.
I mean, lying to the Grenadian people with all good
fun.
fun.
That one is not. Sometimes men might have a certain age. It don't mean they're grown and it don't mean they're man. A man will apologize when they make a mistake or they make an error. They'll go and they apologize for what they've said and that kind of thing. So being grown doesn't mean, being a certain age doesn't mean you're a man.
Doesn't give you that level of maturity to
because I am positive that these two individuals will not apologize for the false statements they have made, and they will not apologize for, in one instance, the hurt that they've caused the family and a child, and in the second instance, the hurt they've caused the students at the St. David's Catholic Secondary School who walk in the street now and people say, hey, your school falling down and all you.
That's not in their DNA. That's not in NDC's DNA to apologize and to say sorry when they hurt people. That's not them. They are not that. They don't have that in them. That part of them disappear. A lot of years ago, perhaps in the 90s, you would have found, or early in the 80s, you would have found some of the NDC members having that kind of conscience. Not now. They don't have that in them. You see, their whole modus operandi is just to deceive, mislead, right, and create chaos within our country. Thank God, hard talk is wrong, Sheldon. Thank God. So we can, just
clarify.
Oh, my God.
We can clarify. And folks, again, the phone lines are open. 440-7377. Just like you had the NDC activists in Carriacou circulating audio saying that how SVG is pulling out of Carriacou and they're getting out of Carriacou and they're leaving and all kind of thing. Next thing, the man in charge of SVG come out and say, me and say that. I didn't say nothing about pulling out of Carriacou.
Exactly.
We had to change the planes, yes, the Islander aircrafts, the British Islander aircrafts that they make. The company's in financial trouble and therefore the company will most likely soon close and therefore will not be able to commercially use. If it's a private person and you have the plane, it's okay. But for commercial use as an airliner, you cannot use aircraft that the company producing them has closed down. It must be
risky.
It must be unaware. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Brother Devon.
Good morning,
Good
Jacob.
morning, Senator Sheldon Scott.
Good morning.
I would like to talk to all you after the program, please. It's a very important message I have to tell you all.
All right, no problem.
I can tell all you on the air.
All right, so call us right after the program.
Okay, Papa?
All right.
Love the boys.
Take care, Ms. Jacob, and have a wonderful day. Good morning, Cousin Dale. How you doing, my dear? Hey, good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Good morning.
good morning to you, sir.
How are you?
Quite fine. You're live. Go right ahead, caller.
Okay. I was just trying to get you with that radio station.
You're live right now on the radio station, so go right ahead. Huh?
You're live.
You're live on the radio station right now. Go right ahead.
Oh yes. I was over here in a conversation and it was holding about the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, what we need to do is most of those schools are old schools. Some of those schools are old schools. We need to have people going and check these schools, monitoring these schools, because most of these schools some of them getting dilapidated. We need engineers to go and check these schools because our nation children are in these schools. Mm-hmm. You understand? So that's what they need to do. They need to put things in place whereby people could go check the school. The Ministry of Works have a person that's going to investigate the school to know how long the schools have been there and the warranty of those material and things. So.
Okay. No problem.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
All right.
What we do know is that earlier this year in a press briefing, the minister did announce that such a unit that is going to comprise people from the Ministry of Education as the Ministry of Works will be going around to visit the different schools on the island and make assessments. Also, government has secured funding through the Caribbean Development Bank. In fact, it was mentioned in the clip by the Mr. Gary Jones, the principal of the St. David's Catholic Secondary School. It was mentioned during that interview there that there is CDB funding for the relocation of the St. David's Catholic Secondary School, but there are also funds in there for the upgrading and repair of several schools around the island. I know that several in the St. Andrew area and have gone through recently the process of renovation and so on, and there are many others that are going through that or due to go through that as we speak. What happens is that generally you can't do it during the time that the students are there. You can do the assessment, but you can't do the actual scope of work during that time. So what tends to happen is during the holiday season, if it's some work that could be done in a 2-week period, during the Easter time they do it, or during the Christmas time they try to do some of it. But the vast majority of work they do as soon as the school closes in July, they head out. Sometimes they start the minor work in June because, school is kind of winding down.
Yeah,
by the middle of June, basically, nothing going on in the schools generally, except graduations and those sort of things. And bus trip. So once it comes to the middle of June, they tend to move into the process of starting the work there so that they will have middle of June, July, August, then to come back in September. So there's push work during that period of time. But the suggestion is a good one. The suggestion has been taken on board. So as we said, the minister in a press conference earlier this year did announce that there is a group that has been put together, a committee that has been put together that's job is to go around and do the assessment on all the educational facilities around the Tri-Island state. So when I say the Tri-Island, that means from Petit Martinique right down to Calice. All right? Nice. Beautiful. 4407377. We have roughly about 4 minutes remaining.
Yes, about 4 minutes to conclude this program. But it was a very interesting program this morning when it comes to information, right? Both from tourism and the Ministry of Youth Development, right? And so on. And the big story about the money, over 20, right, of our young people just graduated with
21.
Yeah,
21 young
with
persons.
degrees. You understand? That's an amazing achievement by our young people who have been given an opportunity, a second chance to reach to the top. And that is what it's all about. Chances.
And I dare say that out of the 21 persons that you saw getting their degrees today, because of their level of enthusiasm, I don't think that they're going to stop at the bachelor's degree. You may very well mark their faces, you may very well see some of these young persons coming out in the future, near future, with doctorates going for their masters, going for their doctorates and that sort of thing. So do not be surprised that you see some of their faces on a podium in the near future collecting their doctorate or collecting their master's degree and so on, yeah?
And look at when they have achieved what they have achieved right now at a very young age. I mean, they are still in the what you call the embryonic stage. So they have a long way to go, and that is an encouragement for those to come. Those of you young people who figure that you have not been given an opportunity to further yourself, there is an opportunity right here. Right here, the Imani program, right, through the Ministry of Youth Development has provided opportunity for you. So don't be afraid. Get involved and further your education. Build yourself. Be ambitious. That is what we want you to do, right? The government is laying the foundation for you to do what needs to be done. It's up to you, right? These first batch of persons have proven to you that it can be done.
Yeah. Hey, let me say a special happy birthday to Mr. Leslie James of St. James. That's coming out from his daughter, Rinella. Rinella, yeah. Micey. Yes. Out a happy birthday to her dad, Mr. Leslie James, out there in St. James. And, folks, that's nearly all the time we have for today. Yeah. We must offer as well our condolences to Her Excellency Lakeisha Grant on the passing of her grandmom. Yeah, I think the funeral should be sometime this week, if I'm correct. So we send out our condolences to Miss Lakeisha Grant and her Alexander Grant and her family. Yeah, all right, folks. That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. It's a wonderful day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we are able to celebrate positive achievements of our youth. And as we leave today, I'd like to issue a challenge to some of our brothers and sisters in the media fraternity. No, I'm not telling you all to do your job. I'm just issuing a challenge to you all. Had any of these young people that were awarded today or graduated on Saturday been involved in stealing by reason of employment, chopping up somebody, bouncing and kill someone, or doing some sort of negative thing, fighting in town and some people got pictures and so on, we as a Grenadian people would have made them go viral.
Long time.
They would be on the front of every single newspaper on the Tri-Island state. They would have been on the front of every newspaper.
10 million hits on Facebook.
We would have seen television programs, radio programs being done on these young people because they're involved in some sort of negative activity. We'd have seen WhatsApp messages coming with their face and all kind of things. That's the girl. That's the girl that do that. Or that's the fella that do that. But here they are involved in something positive, and we want to make them go viral. Make the positive go viral. Make the positive that these young people have done, these 21 young people, let's see them go viral. Let's see you spread their positive message out there to see how many other young people we can get to emulate and to follow them. Yeah? Folks, as we said, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And in whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Love each and every one of you.
Peace out.
Out.